Deal origination in the UK technology mid-market. In this quick run through, I'm just going to take you through a very high level description of the slides and the points we're trying to make. You can download this presentation for yourself and read through it in detail. Now, it's a highly complex subject looking at the technology market, both from a software and a service point of view, and you get all these sorts of keywords which form quite a complex cloud. But we understand the deal origination process. We understand that deal origination and screening of companies is very complex, and here are just some of the factors that we look at. Deal motivation is a very important category. On the left you have acquirers and on the right you have targets, and their motivations are very different, but they do end up in the middle in what I call the zone of confluence. Now, when you're working for one side or the other, you have to make sure that motivations exist on both sides. Investee profile companies, the sorts of things you're looking for when you're looking at a target company to invest in, are described here. Again, it's another complex series of variables. And private equity deals as well vary in themselves. So within private equity, you get all these sorts of different transactions. And this accounts for a different level of motivation with private equity. The same can be said, of course, of trade buyers and strategic buyers. Now, we've done it before. I've personally handled 2 assignments for cyber a couple of years ago where I worked on a detailed acquisition brief and we closed 2 deals within 9 months. But it's a competitive market out there, particularly if you're looking to do buyouts. This is just a selection of 1,391 buyout transactions, and I've just focused down on the private equity firms involved. And as you can see, there are quite a lot of players out there. However, we also understand the UK M&A market. It's been a fairly busy 2012, and you can see some of the characteristics of the market on this slide. However, deal origination remains competitive. There are both public to private, so major corporates coming in and taking out listed companies. 36% of buyers in the market were from overseas, and we'd expect this to continue. You can see here some of the top valuations for UK M&A deals. And as you can see from the enterprise to turnover valuation, some of these are really pricey deals. But what does 2013 look like? Well, we think that the IPO market's going to be difficult, but we also think some UK PLCs may be acquisitive because they've raised some capital recently, and there are going to be some hot sectors. We also believe that, everything being equal, overseas trade acquirers are going to remain active in this market. And you can see some of Gartner's predictions on the right-hand side of this slide. Now, we really understand the UK technology sector. I've personally been studying it for 15 years. The UK market basically breaks down into 6 categories. Public companies, funded companies, private companies, subsidiary of other holding companies, foreign-owned and foreign-owned competitors, and then early stage companies to differentiate them from the mid-market who have less than 5 million of revenues. And we're really focusing on companies here between 5 million and 100 million of revenues. Now, who are the players playing in this ecosystem? Well, UK technology companies seeking cross-border deals have been very acquisitive, as have European technology companies, continental European technology companies. There are plenty of VC and PE funds seeking to do buyout deals and the like. You've seen the types of deals that they do. There are also quite a number of very powerful Indian and Asian technology companies seeking cross-border deals. And don't forget, there's a whole streak of UK domestic technology companies seeking to consolidate the market. And against that, the other companies always have the do-nothing scenario. So it's a complex ecosystem. And sector complexity is nothing new. And you can see from this slide that if you just break it down, you have a multifarious range of different components to the sector. And when you're looking to do deals, you really have to understand this in quite a lot of detail in order to be effective. This is just a sample database of one of our databases. You can see in the top right hand corner of the picture that there are 32,771 companies in this database. There are duplications in it because I've compiled it from a series of other databases, but nonetheless just looking at the sector classifications that I've got over 17,500 companies, 17,499. So again, very detailed and very high degrees of complexity. We can look at this slide and gauge for the different types of companies what their options might be, and I've color-coded it to make it interesting. I'm sure you can spend some time looking at this. And from a perspective of somebody trying to do a deal, where are the opportunities to be done? And again, I'd be very happy to discuss this slide in detail with you. Now, if you overlay that, we've got very deep knowledge, and here's an example of just some of our software databases. I've got too many databases to try and put up a whole series of slides for different sectors. This slide helps you to understand that we've looked at the UK mid-market companies between 5 and 100 million and identified over 1,500 of them, and you can see some examples here sorted by sector. So to conclude, we can advise on deal origination. So how can we work together with you? If you're interested, you can get in touch with me, John Colley. I'm contactable on my mobile 07813 672 612. You can email me jbdcolley@aol.com, and you can go to my blog at jbdcolley.com to learn more about me. So thank you very much for your time today. I hope you find this at least a teaser about the sorts of work we can do if we work together with you, and we'd love to hear from you.